Hi there and welcome to this bonus episode of the Gazette's Hockey Inside Out show. I'm Stu Cowan of the Gazette and I'm joined by these guys, you know who they are, Rick Green and Chris Nyland, former Canadiens teammates and Stanley Cup champions back in 1986. The injuries just keep coming, guys. It's unbelievable. Season after season after season. Patrick Laine, Caden Gooley. You almost forget who all these guys are. Now we got Juraj Slafkovsky out for at least a week with an upper body injury that looked like it was really nothing. He took a shot at practice and sort of favored his shoulder. Imagine it must have been some kind of a lingering issue going on. But Knuckles, how do you explain? Is this bad luck or what the hell's happening here?
I don't know. It's the NHL. Physical game. It's a tough game. These guys are fit. They're in shape, right? Do all that. I don't know. Maybe they're too in shape. I don't know. Yeah, a little fat helps, you know. A little fat helps you.
Phil Kessel.
Right, Greeny? A little fat helps you.
Yeah, that's it. One of my buddies once said, you can't pull fat.
Yeah. And I never pulled a groin, none of that stuff. I did have a hockey hernia back in the day. That was, it was frustrating because I could walk normal, but once I took a skating stride, it was like I had a knife sticking in me.
Yeah, you have to skate fast to pull muscles.
Yeah. Stop. You never pulled anything but the shoot.
Was that the same injury Claude Lemieux had, Knuckles?
I don't know, Pepe. I think Pepe's was in his head. He had an injury. No, I had the hockey hernia, and I ended up having surgery out west in UBC. Dr. Eric Seal did it. It was awesome. It fixed everything. But, back in that day, a lot of doctors didn't want to touch it. They didn't know what it was. And anyway, probably for me, breaking my arm, when I broke my arm at the Forum, when I played with the Rangers, I went into the post head first, and I got my arm up. I snapped it. That was probably the most painful injury. But, I hurt ligaments in my knees, stuff like that, shoulders. At the end, man, I was beat up at the end. It was one injury after another. I'm like, boy, I felt like I was snake bit. But it was just my body breaking down, I couldn't change the way I played. All of a sudden I'm going to be carrying the puck on the power play. Hello? No. So I had to keep playing the way I played, and I was just getting beat up.
How many surgeries did you have, Knuckles? I know there was
I've had over 30. I can name them all. I won't do it here, but people say, really? I had on my right knee, and I had it replaced. Having it replaced was my 12th. I had 8 scopes on my right knee to clean it out because the first surgery I had was when I was a sophomore in high school. I had all my cartilage taken out of my right knee except for one little piece. They took everything out, and that's what they did back then. And I played my whole career bone on my right knee. It was like crazy that I lasted as long as I did.
Rick, how do you explain the injuries?
I don't know how to explain
it. The game is, to me, it's bad luck. They fired Ryan Graham Lineband and a bunch of the medical guys, and they were sort of scapegoats. He had been there for a long time, and then it just keeps coming. I think it's just the speed of the game and bad luck. I don't know. What do you think, Rick?
Well, to go over the history of the team with the number of guys that, went down with injury or ended their careers early, you can just talk about Carey Price, and you can talk about a number of guys that had injuries with the organization, and it's just like snake bit. Like how do you put your finger on it? It's really tough, but it's tough enough to win when you have everybody in the lineup. Now you got guys that are in and out. Yeah, it gives guys a chance to play, but my goodness, not like the guys are out for 2 games or something. They're long-term stuff that they're dealing with now. So it's tough to put your finger on it, but geez, it's really unfortunate. And it's not fun. It's not fun.
You gotta come to camp with a little fat on you. Then you gotta go to lunch every day with the boys. That's it. You stay healthy.
It was the old brasserie at Alexis Neo, the Carbonier, I think it was. Knuckles.
The Carbonier, yep.
Yeah, it was on our way home.
Every day.
Maybe that's it. But, guys start the season 100% healthy, right? But nobody finishes it 100% healthy. How many games into the season are you not 100%? It can't take that long, Rick.
you know what, Stu? You will never play every game without something hurting. For me, anyways, there's always something that doesn't feel 100%. Doesn't have to be major, or it's just sore muscle or whatever. So it's what it is. It's the game. You cram in all those games. There's no time for resting or for things to get 100%. So if anybody thinks that they're going to play in the NHL and not have something hurting each game, I would like that recipe.
What was the worst injury you had, Rick?
I'm sorry?
What was the worst injury that you had?
Eye.
Oh,
eye injury.
Visor after that, right? Yeah.
Yeah. It was, that was when I, had the patch on it. I'm looking out of one eye and I'm going, imagine this being a permanent thing. I said, well, and I think it took 2 eye injuries. Steve Casper got me straight up with the point of his stick. And I said, okay, that's number 2 and it's time for a visor. And so I put the visor on.
Greeny, like his body was like he had a Tempur-Pedic mattress all around him. You would hit him and you could feel he was like the Pillsbury Doughboy, and he never got hurt. He didn't. I think it's those guys who are more muscular and really. And I'm not saying you can tend to have muscle injuries and stuff like that. I got, my first 8 years, nothing. I had my hands were all cut up all the time, and I hurt my hand. But I broke my knuckle one year in the playoffs, my hand in the playoffs. But the first big injury I had was my knee. I tore ligaments in my right knee one night and kept me out like 7 weeks. But that was the first big one I had. And that took 8 years for that to happen. Up until then, like I said, my hands were cut up every night, a couple black eyes, spit blood a few nights, but nothing terrible, Had all my teeth. Kinda.
Well, let's figure the odds are eventually the Habs are going to avoid this injury, whatever it is, curse or whatever you want to call it. But it seems to be continuing again this season. Anyway, that's it for this. Sorry, go ahead, Rick.
No, it was just Knuckles piping up again. I was hoping he was done.
I'm done.
That's it for this. I can just imagine what it must have been like in the locker room with you guys together. It must have been some good times.
No, the best was driving down Maisonneuve in the Cadillac, the 2 of us.
No,
right, Rick?
Actually,
at 3 in the morning.
I like when you put your toenail clippings in Mario Tremblay's snuff box. That's what I.
That was Perry Turnbull.
Or Perry, yeah, ruined his career.
We need a whole episode one time with you guys' locker room stories. That's classic stuff. Anyway, well, that's it for this Hockey Inside Out Show bonus episode. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did hearing these 2 guys tell stories. Please make sure you like and subscribe to the Hockey Inside Out YouTube channel. Go to montrealgazette.com/newsletters to sign up for the Hockey Inside Out newsletter. And, of course, go to hockeyinsideout.com. That's where you'll get all the latest Canadiens news every day. Also, if you have a bonus question you'd like us to answer in a future episode, why not ask Rick Green and Chris Nyland something? Please put it in the comments section below, and we'll answer those questions. That's it for today. Hope you have a great day.